Okay, cool.
Okay, that took forever. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. No, yeah, you're good. I'm sorry too.
Okay, let's go. Do you have your individual analysis
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah. Do you have your individual analysis so we can read through those together?
Yeah, like the case study analysis. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, if you want, we could email each other and we can read through each other's while we do it. And since I'm going to be taking the notes and then submitting it, I can copy and paste all of the information that we would like to share. Does that make
Okay, do you want to just talk and then I can just share my outline to you after? Does that work just as well? Or okay,
yeah, as long as you
cool.
share it with me and then I can transfer all of the information, that would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Do you want to read me your summary?
Yeah, so I said, a little boy is struck in the arm from rocket shrapnel, and the father is reminded of a terrible experience 4 years previous when they lost their son, who was also struck by rocket shrapnel. The family laments that they are always under attack by the enemy and mourn the loss of their son, whom they deeply miss. That's what I said.
Okay, I think that sounds great. What I'll do is I'll just incorporate the two parts together,
Okay.
and that way, you know, it's both of our verbiage going into it.
Sounds good.
And then I'll email you once I submit. I'll email you everything that goes through. So I'll start with sharing some principles, and if I hit on any that you have similar, why don't you share those, and then any I don't hit on, then add those to it as well. So that's good.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Under the principles or concepts from this course that can be applied in offering help or direction to the family, the first one I did, I said, an application and understanding of the resiliency model can greatly help the Fordham family as they strive to understand why they were allowed to suffer so deeply. They could find purpose in a grander and more flexible perspective. They could learn to grow from their experiences as opposed to being brought down to loss. They are continuously facing new things and adjustment. So that's going into the model. And they will be
You're kind of like cutting in and out a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah, a little. Some people, I don't know, sometimes headphones help because they eliminate like background noise, or maybe your mouth needs to be a little bit closer to the speaker. I'm just having a little bit of a hard time catching every word that you say. I'm sorry. I think it's just where your mouth is, because when you turn your head away, I can't hear you, but then when you're close.
My speaker is like way deep in. Let me put these on. Do these ones have a... Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. I want to be able to hear each other.
I'm just saying because I'm sure it's really valuable. So
yeah, it's important we can hear each other.
Yeah.
Hey, is that better?
Keep talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think it's just like trying to stay close to the speaker or something, because it just kind of cuts. Like I can hear you, but then like if you turn your head, it kind of like cuts a little bit.
Okay, is that better if I hold it right here?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm very long-winded in my answers, so I cut things down as well.
Okay.
But I was going into details about the resiliency model. The family is continuously facing new phases and adjustments, and they will likely continue to do so in their circumstances. They will need to rely on resources in an effort to avoid disastrous vulnerability, both physically and mentally. Such experiences could bring about maladjustment circumstances if not dealt with properly.
Okay.
Did you go into the resiliency model at all?
Let's see. I talked about drawing on external resources. So like their family, friends, hobbies. I think hobbies actually really help. Like if they took up painting or whatever they like to do wherever they are. I think hobbies help to cope. And then I talked about the family having like open expression about the loss and just kind of talking about like their feelings on it and not suppressing or denying or like avoiding the topic of the brother, but just like being able to openly communicate how they feel.
That's a good idea, and I especially loved how they named the little brother the new baby after the brother that passed away, because then they, as they said, they wanted to keep his name in the house.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was really cool, so that's good. And I didn't even think about hobbies. That's a great idea.
So this is interesting. When I heard that they named the little brother after him, I had a concern. Maybe it's not bad, but I think the little brother feels like they're just trying to have him be the replacement of his older brother, and he doesn't have his own personal identity. Maybe that wouldn't be the case. Like I kind of viewed it negatively. Like I was kind of like, oh, like they shouldn't have tried to like, you know, replace the previous child with like someone else. But I don't know. I could see both sides of it. Like I think it is really healthy that they were trying to like, you know, because some families are so anti that they can't even like mention it. So yeah, I think you bring up a really good point there.
I think it does go both ways. I actually did share it. I didn't think of it originally as a positive aspect or negative. I just recognized the fact that they do speak about him is amazing. You know, in some cultures they don't do that. They refuse to speak the name, and I didn't know how they handled it. They're in Gaza. Israel is actually who's attacking them. But I didn't know how they handled that in their culture and their religion, especially being, as they stated, their sons are so important to them. But under the concerns or the important relationship considerations, I included in there that the younger son might feel he doesn't have his own identity and that he has certain expectations to live up to.
Yeah.
Because he has to make sure that he is equal to the memory they keep alive of their deceased son.
Yeah.
But I think it's very healthy how they use his name and how they want to keep it alive and communicate about him and stuff. So I don't know, it could go either way, and it's hard judging from our culture looking as outsiders into their culture how they handle that.
Yeah.
But it could have a positive and negative impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love the idea of talents.
Right.
That was so smart to think of hobbies and talents, things that they could, you know, have a positive outlet with. That was good.
Yeah. And there's like a lot of different kinds of therapy. Like my friend Anna, she's from Portugal, and I met her in England, but she's a mom. She's like 30s or 40s or something like that. And she's just started becoming a laughter therapist because she's been through a lot. She had to like flee her country, and her husband left them, and her son has a lot of challenges. And so the way that she copes is through laughter. And I think that there's so many ways to cope. I mean, there's like exercise therapy, there's like dance therapy, there's art therapy, like anything that you find a passion for, it can expand your life view and bring you joy, and it can kind of fill the void of the pain and then like switch your focus.
It's so true. Just to have an outlet, something that helps you feel good, and I mean, whether it's dance or laughter or whatever, you can release that frustration and pent-up emotion that you got.
Yeah, true.
So I think that's really cool. I've never heard of laughter therapy. I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is it like an actual form of therapy?
I think so, because she's like legit like a laughter therapist. Like she posts about it all the time. Like if you need therapy, like I'm a laughter therapist. So I think it is legit.
I want to get a degree in that. That's awesome.
You should.
That is so cool. Who doesn't like to laugh?
I know, right?
Those are good. So did you have any other perspectives or insights with the concepts from the course that can be applied?
Yeah, so one thing I thought of was like self-soothing and practicing self-therapy, because what I've found in my life is that no matter like what the therapist tells me, I've gone to counseling before, or like what my friends tell me or whatever it is, like if I don't be nice to myself and try to help myself, nothing really helps. But when I do, and I'm just like kind and like gentle with myself, I'm not too struggle with is being a perfectionist. And like last week, I was not able to have one moment in the day where I wasn't like beating myself up for something not being enough, and it was really affecting me physically. And so this week I've had like a huge goal to just like let my actions for what I wasn't able to do. And I think that if they're able to like primarily, it starts in the heart, you know, if they're able to like self-soothe and do self-therapy, that's gonna be like open them up, and then they can get like more guidance and instruction and deeper help from like outside resources and like family and therapy. But like I think it really has to start inside with a desire to change.
It totally does, and that actually goes along with the CBT and DBT methods that we learned about, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago. Is, you know, just positive thinking, and it's almost a form of meditating, just to really think positively and to change our perspective on things. You know, find the lie in the words we tell ourselves and stuff, to truly see the positive aspect of everything.
Yeah, I like that. I like
those
that.
go hand in hand. Perfect, because I spoke about the CBT and DBT in there as well, so I'll just combine those because they go hand in hand.
Nice.
So I spoke about the truncated roller coaster that Ruben Hill taught way at the beginning. I think that's like our second lesson. But they've dealt with the realities of war on so many occasions, and the loss of loved ones and never-ending trials. And as they stated, it just keeps bringing back the emotions and memories. So they're constantly going up and down each time. And there's only 4 years between the two attacks of the Israeli attacks that hit both of his sons. You know, and so in considering all they've been through, it's a typical truncated roller coaster that seems to never have an end for this poor family.
Yeah, that's so hard.
It is so sad. I can't fathom what they go through.
Yeah.
Any other concepts from the course that you applied?
Yeah, so let's see. I talked about just nope, that was it.
Okay, the last one I brought up, and you touched on it with good communication, but I stated that they could really benefit from formal family council meetings. That if they really, not only would that help them build unity, but I saw the importance of this family expressing love and appreciation for one another. And that could also go back to the younger son, I think it's Ahmed, that was named after his deceased brother, that he could feel like they see him, love him, and appreciate him for who he is. You know? So I love
that's a good idea.
Method.
Yeah. That's a really good idea.
Okay. What relevant risks and dangers do you see the family facing?
So I think that there could be a big temptation to place blame, because with the first boy that passed, like the parents maybe could have had a dialogue where they would say like, oh, you should have been watching him, or we could have like had a better, I don't know, barricade kind of thing to block the missiles, or like we should have had a better family plan to like flee when things, I don't know their exact living circumstance and what they would have been able to do, but I would imagine primarily that they would have a lot of personal like regret and blame, and then there may even be some like blame placed upon each other.
It's true, I hadn't even thought about that. And that's really sad, you know, because you're already dealing with the emotions of loss, and stress, but on top of that, you could blame yourself or somebody else for the loss.
Yeah.
That's good. I was finding the concerns or relevant risks with the fact that my father had kidney surgeries and infections and the pump season, and he can't even work. So they're having to rely on the grace of family as well as international support just to provide for food, the daily basics that the family needs.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, that would be so hard.
What else?
I think they could also have like had PTSD that's constant because they're always in the same environment being exposed to like the same noises, and I think every time they hear the rocket noises, that's just going to be like a horrible reminder of like their son's death, and like that's just not a good environment to help them cope or heal, because even if they do take up art or like laughter therapy or whatever, like they're still continually being re-exposed into the same environment which caused the stressor in the first place. So I think they need to like get out of their environment if possible, which I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know either. And in other classes, I've learned a lot about people who are stuck in these war-torn areas, and even the freedom to flee is not an option. They're just stuck. We see all these refugees coming to America from war-torn countries, but do they just refuse that privilege? I don't know. But I think you're right. PTSD is just so, it's real. They might not even be able to sleep comfortably. They're constantly being bombed.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Horrible.
And along with PTSD is the risk of, even if it's not that extreme, but just anxieties, severe anxiety that could be crippling and not allow them to leave. They talked about sleeping in stairwells, that, and if they're having to sleep in stairwells, you worry about just peace of mind.
Yeah.
So obviously the extreme exhaustion and emotional breakdowns could come with all this as well. I also thought of the danger of the family eventually refusing to provide for them. If the family is like, the older brother that was helping provide for them financially, what if he decides to flee himself, or what if he decides he can't provide for his own family, so now he can't support them? There are so many risks.
Yeah.
They're at the mercy of so many people.
For sure. I mean, they're not exactly in an environment to be able to have like the typical family structure, or there's like a provider and a nurturer. Like, I'm pretty sure in the area they're in, like they can't really do much. Like in my mind anyways, like where are they gonna go to work? Like most things are probably destroyed, and like where the point at life that they're at is not about like thriving and like job opportunities and success. They're just trying to like A, not get killed by a bomb, and B, you know what I mean? So like they're just in a very like, I don't know, like sometimes like I think of small situations in like my family life when I was little, when like the power would go out, so we would all like huddle together and like sleep in the living room by the fire, and my parents would pull out the camping stove. It's just like a rare circumstance where everything stops and you focus on the immediate need of like staying warm. Or like when my sister she was about to get married, and then like 2 days before she broke it off, like the whole family, we dropped everything and we went to Utah, and we went and got her, and we just brought her home. Like there's just circumstances where work doesn't matter, and like teaching your kids to read and like Latin roots doesn't matter, because you're just trying to like the immediate survival. And so like their family structures experienced a lot of change because they're not in a normal day situation.
It's true. And that actually goes back to that talk. I can't remember who gave it a few conferences ago when he was talking about the tree that's trying to grow, but in the winter when it's not ideal circumstances, it sheds all its leaves and it just goes dormant just for survival mode. It's just the purpose of survival, and that's exactly like you brought up what this family is going through. It's all about the basic survivals. There's really no outlet, which again would go back to why it would be healthy to find those hobbies and talents that strengthen your mind. Awesome.
Okay. Crazy situation.
I know. I'm telling you, every time I think life is hard, I just need to read that story and remember how easy we have it.
Yeah, same.
What relevant opportunities do you see this now? And I found this one kind of hard because it seems like in most of our case studies, there have been a lot of positive aspects, but it almost seems near hopeless for the sweet families. So I really had to think. I came up with 6 very, searching for the silver lining type of circumstances. But what relevant opportunities did you find?
So I said that they could kind of bond over the loss, because I've found that when we have like family tragedies, it really just like pulls our family together. For example, like when my grandma passed away last year, we were just all very like, we would just, well, so she committed suicide, so it was like a bit more traumatic than just like your grandma's old and like dies. Yeah, so like I just remember like throughout the week, like my siblings and I would just call each other because we're all in different states. We're all my sister's in Nevada, my brother's in Arizona, I'm in Rexburg, and then my parents are in Shelley. And so we would just call each other and be like, hey, how you doing? Like, how are you feeling? How are things going? And I think that when there's like trauma, it really provides an opportunity where you all pull together. And I think the reason why you're able to pull together and bond is because no one else knows what that feels like besides your little family unit. Like your friends don't know what it feels like, your church doesn't know what it feels like, your boyfriend, whatever, but like your siblings know because they've shared all the same like childhood experiences and whatnot. And so I think that's one huge opportunity for them if they take it. Some families split apart in those situations, but that they could like bond and like more together.
It's true, and trial has a way of bringing you together as a family. Like you said, you really connect on a deeper level. We tend to take all of our blessings for granted, especially family. But when those hard times come, you rely on that love and that support and that understanding. That's good. I said that an opportunity could be that they could help together the possibility of hope in times of disaster and heartache. Especially with the dad not working, they've got nothing but time on their hands, and I'm sure there's a lot of people in their apartment complex that are experiencing the same heartache, and they can find great purpose if they reached out. And I know they wouldn't be trained, lack of therapy or anything like that, but that they can reach out and help others find purpose and joy and unity despite the difficult circumstances, as opposed to just staying secluded.
Yeah, so I think you're. So I need to go to my class.
Okay.
So we have. It's supposed to be 45 minutes. Is that right?
I can't remember. Do you know what time we are at?
Oh, so we started at 10:59. So we have like 23 minutes. So we still need like 22 minutes. So I could call you. The next available time I have is at 1:45 when I get out of my class. Are you available then, or
I won't be available
like,
then.
is later?
I am available. Let me think. When do you leave out of town?
I leave tomorrow. I have like 2 classes, and I have like a little hour space in between them, and then I fly out my second class.
Okay, I am driving. I leave in about an hour and a half, but I have my laptop, which is how I was going to do this originally. I was just planning on doing that video with another group next week, but when you needed someone, I'm like, perfect, and I'm still in town.
Yeah.
So, but I can do it from my laptop anytime, but not while driving. That would be dangerous.
That would be dangerous.
Yeah, that'd be bad. And so I won't be able to do it. I might be able to later tonight when we get to our hotel.
Okay.
I don't know for sure. Do you just want to stay in touch, and then we can talk either later today or tomorrow and finish the rest of this up?
Yeah, I could do it. Yeah, I could do it later today or tomorrow, kind of like the same time. That's kind of my space between my two classes. So just text me and yeah.
Okay, we'll text each other and stay in touch.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
have a good rest of your day. Bye.
I will, you too.